4ல் ஆரம்பித்தப்போ நான் கொஞ்சம் மணிப்பிரவாளமாக பேசிடுறேன், அது எனக்கு ஈஸியாக இருக்குது. 74ல் ஆரம்பித்தப்போ கன்சியூமர் கவுன்சிலில் என்னையா பண்ணுவீங்க, ரவுண்டாக டேபிளில் உட்காந்து இட்லி சாப்பிடுவீங்களா அப்படி தான் கேட்டாங்க. ரொம்ப புதுசு, அந்த கன்சியூமர் வார்த்தையும் புதுசு, கவுன்சில் எல்லாமே புதுசு. எல்லோரும் எங்கிட்ட ஏன் இப்படி ஆரம்பிச்சிங்க, எது உங்களுக்கு தோணுது, எங்கள் குழுவை கேட்பாங்க. அது அப்போ 74ல் இந்தியாவில் ஒரு பெரிய மாற்றம் ஏற்பட்டு கொண்டிருந்தது. ஜெயபிரகாஷ் நாராயணன் பெரிய அளவில் புரட்சி ஆரம்பிச்சிருந்தார். விலைவாசி ரொம்ப உயர்ந்தது, எல்லோரும் விலைவாசி உயர்னால கஷ்டப்பட்டு இருந்தாங்க. அப்போ அது ஒரு தேவை ஏற்பட்டது, நம்பர் 1. நம்பர் 2, இங்கிலாந்தின் சமூக சரித்திரம் என்ற ஒரு புத்தகம் ஜிஎம் ட்ரெவ்லின் எழுதினது. அதில் ஹியூமனிடேரியன் மூவ்மெண்ட்டுன்னு எப்படி அவங்கெல்லாம் ஹியூமனிடேரியன் காசுக்காக எல்லோரும் போராடினாங்க அப்படின்னு ரொம்ப விரிவாக எழுதியிருப்பார். ஆக்சுவலாக அடிமைத்தனத்தை ஒழித்தது, அடிமை வியாபாரம் அடிமைத்தனம் ரெண்டையும் ஒழித்தது வில்லியம் வில்பர்ஃபோர்ஸ் அண்ட் ஜாக்ரே மெக்காலே, நம்ம தாமஸ் பேபிங்டன் மெக்காலோட அப்பா. அவங்க 2 பேரும் ஒரு பெருமுயற்சி செஞ்சாங்க. அதில் சிந்திக்க வேண்டிய விஷயம் என்னென்னா, அந்த அடிமைகள் யாருமே நாங்கள்லாம் அடிமைகள், நீங்கள் எங்களுக்கு விடுதலை வாங்கி தரணும் அப்படின்னு கேட்கவே இல்லை. அவங்களுக்கு தெரியவே தெரியாது, விடுதலை ஆனால் ஒரு உலகம் இருக்குதுன்னு தெரியாது. இவங்க தான் அவங்களுக்கு எஜுகேட் பண்ணி அவேர்னஸ் க்ரியேட் பண்ணி நீங்கள்லாம் இது மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடாது அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஸ்லேவ் ட்ரேடை நிறுத்தினாங்க. அப்புறம் ஸ்லேவரியை ஒழிச்சாங்க. ஸோ அந்த பாதிப்பு இருந்தது. ராஜீவ் தரநாத் வாஸ் இங்கிலீஷ் ப்ரொஃபஸர், ஐ வாஸ் ஒன், அண்ட் தினமலர் கிருஷ்ணமூர்த்தி அண்ட் மீனாட்சி சுந்தரம் தேவர் வெரி மச் இன்வால்வ் இன் சோஷியல் காசஸ். அதனால் இது ஆரம்பித்தோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் லைஃப் மெம்பர் கொஞ்சம் 2 நாள் கழித்து தான், ஒரு 2 வருடம் கழித்து தான் ஆரம்பித்தோம். அப்பவும் கேட்பாங்க, இஸ் இட் ஃபார் த லைஃப் ஆஃப் த கவுன்சில் ஆர் இஸ் இட் ஃபார் மை லைஃப்? அவங்க எதிர்பார்ப்பு என்னென்னா, இது மாதிரி ஆரம்பிப்பாங்க 2 வருஷத்தில் போயிடும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு தான் கிண்டலாக கேட்பாங்க. அதெல்லாம் தாங்கிட்டு இல்லையா வி வில் ட்ரை டு டூ இட் ஆஸ் மச் அஸ் பாசிபிள் சொல்லிட்டு ஆரம்பித்தோம். இப்போ 50 வருஷம் ஆயிடுச்சுங்கிறது ஆச்சரியமாக இருக்குது. 50 வருஷம் நாங்கள் என்னென்ன பண்ணினோங்கிறத அங்கே போர்டில் ஒவ்வொரு பாக்ஸாக போட்டிருக்கோம். எந்த ஒரு வருஷம் கூட நாங்கள் தொங்கு தளரல் இல்லாமல் பணிபுரிந்து வருகிறோம். எங்களால் முடிந்த வரையில் அரசு கமிட்டியில் நான் நிறையா பணியாற்றின பிறகு தெரிஞ்சின்ற விஷயம் என்னென்னா, எந்த ஒரு விஷயமும் ஒரு ஆளால் பண்ண முடியும். இட்ஸ் எவ்ரிபடி இஸ் த காக் இன் த வீல். நான் சிட்டிசன் சார்ட்டர் கமிட்டியில் இருந்தேன், பப்ளிக் யூட்டிலிட்டி ரெகுலேஷன் கமிட்டியில் இருந்தேன். ஐ வென்ட் டு ஐஎஸ்ஓ, ஐ ரோட் ஐஎஸ்ஓ கைட்ஸ். இது எல்லாமே எஃபர்ட் ஆஃப் so many people. No single man can take credit for any of these things. அது மாதிரி எனக்கு வாய்ப்பு கிடச்சிது. அது மாதிரி பல முயற்சிகள் எடுத்தோம். இன்றைக்கி அதில் குறிப்பாக சொல்லணுன்னாக்கா, நாங்கள் சிந்தாமணி சூப்பர் மார்க்கெட்டில் எல்லோரும் டெபாசிட் போட்டுட்டு, சிந்தாமணி சூப்பர் மார்க்கெட்டை எங்கள்கிட்ட பணம் இல்லை தர முடியாதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டான். அந்த எல்லாமே ரிட்டையர்டு பென்ஷனர்ஸ், ஒரு 1% எக்ஸ்ட்ரா தருவான் ரிட்டையர்டு, அதுக்கு ஆசைப்பட்டு போட்டாங்க. ரொம்ப அவஸ்தைப்பட்டு எங்கள் கவுன்சில் வாசலில் ஒரே கூட்டம், ஏதாவது பண்ணணுன்ட்டு. நாங்கள் கேஸ் போட்டோம். 26 பேர் தான் முதல்ல வந்தாங்க கேஸ் போடுறதுக்கு. போனோன்னே அப்போது திரு நேரு தான் அமைச்சர். அப்போது கேஸ் ஜெயிச்சோன்னா உடனே பணம் கொடுக்க சொல்லிட்டார். எல்லாருக்கும் பணம் பேப்பரில் வந்தோடனே 100 பேராக வந்தாங்க. கடைசியில் 497 பேர் எல்லாருக்கும். அதுக்கப்புறம் அப்பீல் போக ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. கோஆபரேட்டிவ் சொசைட்டிக்கும் எங்களுக்கும் சம்மந்தம் இல்லை, அது சொசைட்டி, நாங்கள் கவர்மெண்ட்டு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க. நல்ல வேளை நான் ரிஜிஸ்டாரை பார்ட்டியாக சேர்த்ததுனால அந்த கோஆபரேட்டிவ் சொசைட்டி ஆக்டில் இந்த ஜெனரல் மேனேஜர் TCWS சிந்தாமணி ஒரு ஃபோன் கால் 100 காலுக்கு மேலே போனால் கூட ரிஜிஸ்டார் அனுமதி வாங்கணும். ஸோ அது மாதிரி கண்ட்ரோல் இருந்தது. அதையெல்லாம் கோட் பண்ணி தேசிய கமிஷன் வரலையும் போனாங்க. ஜஸ்டிஸ் JD கபூர் என்றென்றைக்கும் நினைவுக்கு வரணும். அவர் ரிஜிஸ்டார் என்ன கொடுக்குறீங்களா, இல்லை ஆர்டர் போட்டோமா, கொடுக்குறீங்களா, ஜெயிலுக்கு அனுப்பிட்டோமா, இப்படியே பயமுறுத்தி Nobody wanted to be registrar at that time. You may remember Mr. Rameshwar Mishra, Mr. Leena Nair. They joined, went on leave immediately. And Mr. Kannan was registrar. அவர் வந்து நேஷ்னல் கமிஷன் நிற்கிறாரு. அப்புறம் ஒரு வழியாக சேர்ந்து 5 கோடி கடன் தரேன் அரசு சொசைட்டிக்கு அப்படின்னாங்க. அது இன்னி வரலையும் திருப்பி தரல, அது வேறு விஷயம். அந்த கடன் தந்தார். அதனால தான் அந்த சொசைட்டி பணம் எல்லாருக்கும் கொடுத்தாங்க. மொத்தமாக 3.2 கோடி எல்லாருக்கும் டிஸ்பர்ஸ் பண்ணோம். அப்புறம் இதில் எல்லாத்துலேயுமே டவுட்டிங் தாமஸஸ் இருப்பாங்கள்ல. ஒரு சும்மா ஒரு கதை மாதிரி சொல்கிறேன். எங்கள் ஆஃபீஸில் உட்காந்துட்டு இருக்கோம், எல்லாம் ரிட்டையர்டு. பணம் வருமா வராதான்னு ஏங்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஒருத்தர் வந்து சும்மா புஷ்பவனம் அது பண்ணுறாரு, அதெல்லாம் வராது, சிந்தாமணிகிட்ட பணமே இல்லை, இவரை நம்பாதீங்கன்னு ஓப்பனாக சொல்கிறாரு. அந்த கேட்டு இந்த பென்ஷனர் அப்படின்னாரு. எனக்கு பயமாக போச்சு. ஏன்னா எதிர்நீச்சல் படம் நினைவு இருக்கா? ஒரு இருமல் தாத்தா காமிப்பாங்க. நாகேஷ் அவரோட பென்ஷனை வாங்கி கொடுப்பார். நாகேஷ் எல்லாருக்கும் சர்வீஸ் பண்ணிகிட்ருப்பான். ஹீ வில் ஹிஸ் டியூட்டி இஸ் டு கெட் ஹிஸ் பென்ஷன் எவ்ரி மந்த். ஜஸ்ட் ஃபார் ஃபன் சேக் நாகேஷ் என்ன பண்ணுவார், தாத்தா கவர்மெண்டில் பென்ஷனை நிறுத்திட்டாங்களாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஓடி போயிடுவான். அவ்வளோதான். அதுக்கப்புறம் இருமல் சத்தமே கேட்காது. பாலச்சந்தர் டைரக்ஷன், இருமல் சத்தமே அவர் அவ்வளோதான். ஹி ஹஸ் பேட். அந்த ஷாக். ஏன்னா ஃபார் பென்ஷனர்ஸ் திஸ் பென்ஷன் அமௌண்ட் இஸ் அ கிரேட் செக்யூரிட்டி. அது போச்சுன்னொன்னே இஸ் ஸ்டாப்ட் பிரீத்திங். எனக்கு அது மாதிரி ஆகிடுமோன்னு கூட பயம் வந்துடுச்சு. ஏன்னா அவர் ஓன் மெம்பர் இஸ் சேயிங் லைக் திஸ். ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டு ஃபைட் பண்ணி நேஷனல் கமிஷன் வி ஃபாட் ஃபார் 6 years. வி காட் தம் ஆல். அண்ட் அதுக்கப்புறம் வி கண்டினியூட் அவர் ஃபைட். ஒரு 1.08 crores இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்டும் வாங்கி கொடுத்தோம். ஆர் அபவுட் 497 பீப்புளுக்கு. அது ஒரு சி சுப்பிரமணியம்னு ஒரு டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் கன்சியூமர் டிஸ்பியூட் ரிட்ரஸல் ஃபாரம் பிரசிடெண்ட். அவர் எனக்கு ஒரு ஐடியா கொடுத்தாரு. நீ 497 கேசஸ் தனித்தனியாக போடு, காமனாக போடாத. நான் நினச்சேன் காமனாக போட்டாக்கா ஈஸி இல்லை. தனித்தனியாக போடல. 497 கம்ப்ளைண்ட், 497 ரிட்டன் ஆகும், 497 அஃபிடவிட் தீந்துருச்சு. அதுக்கு ஒரு அர்த்தம் இருந்தது. எப்படின்னா, அவர் ஆர்டர் பண்ணும்போது கம்ப்ளைனண்ட் 1 நாங்கள், எங்களுக்கு 250 ரூபா காம்பன்சேஷன். கம்ப்ளைனண்ட் 2 இந்த கன்சியூமர் டெபாசிட்டர், அவருக்கு 250 ரூபா. 497 500 ரூபா கொடுத்தாரு. தட் வாஸ் advice. So we got the money. Some of them donated something. So far the council enna we have not received any contribution or advertisement or donation from trade, commerce, industry, business. This is the bylaw of Consumer Association England. We just follow that. அதனால் இந்த பணமெல்லாம் ஹெல்ப் ஆகி somehow we were running a council in a very austere way. Mr. Nagaratnam knows. He was a cooperative auditor. So he was helping us how to tackle these cooperative societies. அது என்னாச்சு, sometimes it boomerangs. We thought we were smart in running the council with very little money, substituting paid work with voluntary work, and we managed with very low. But when I applied for a grant from HCL, Shiv Nadar, do you know what they said? If your balance sheet does not have a turnover of 1 crore, don't come to us. So we need to be big in order to attract more donations and more contributions from CSR. So luckily we are, அதுக்கப்புறம் வரேனா. So we grew. We did something, 3 important things at national level. Number 1 was, Pushpa Grimaji is here, she will be coming. Her flight was delayed. So he is 102. And Pushpa Grimaji will be there in the afternoon. நாங்கள் என்ன பண்ணோம், ஏர் ஹார்ன் சர்வே தான் எடுத்தோம். We had a sound level meter from BHEL, kept it in 7 places, recorded the noise decibel of Trichy buses. 105 போச்சுன்னா ரொம்ப டேமேஜிங். We published a report. The idea was to ban air horn. but it had its side effects. What should I say? Beneficial other action. And the batteries we used for sound level meter were going fat within 2 hours. They were supposed to last for 6 hours. BHEL gave me. So I changed shop, changed brand. No improvement. I went round and round changing battery cells. And then I found out what matters in battery cells is its freshness. I'm talking about 1986. There was no idea how fresh the battery dry cells were at that time. So I wrote, my survey was published, I mentioned this point. Pushpa Grimaji wrote in Indian Express, selling dead cells as dry cells. See, she highlighted this point. Some things, things happen. I always believe things happen. It's God's determination. One Ramakrishnan, MP Pune, we never knew, we had not heard of. He read that article, put a question in the parliament. H.K.L. Bhagat was Minister for Civil Supplies, 86. So he said, we must do something. We appointed a committee. And then they got in touch with me. I sent a report on the battery cells were produced in US, meant to be kept in 70-degree F. F da. It is manufactured in Union Carbide, Punjab, Delhi, Chennai, Trichy, Lalgudi. 4 months gone. The life of a battery dry cell is shelf life, 6 months. You keep it on the shelf, don't touch it. Within 6 months, it drains itself away. So I sent the report. I went to Karakudi, attended a seminar on battery cells. All these were put together, and they were wondering how to make it happen. Bhagat said, let us bring all the batteries under compulsory ISI. That means you've got to put the date of manufacture in it. They did it. So for the first time in India, date of manufacturing was printed. Come. We welcome Justice Muralidhar, retired Chief Justice of Orissa High Court, who has come all the way from Delhi to be with us today. So all the dead battery cells, dry cells, were forced to print date of manufacture on the cover. First time in India. This was the one. Second, there was no norm, speed norm fixed for superfast express. Railways can call any train superfast express anytime. No norms. So they announced that Ganga Kaveri, Nellai, Rockford, Pandian, and Choyan Express, super fast from June 1st. I worked out the time, no change. Those days, super fast expresses must have a library, vestibule, pantry car, and real speed. They had nothing. Railways thought they could do anything and get away with that. So we had several meetings in Trichy. We announced we shall stop the train on the Kaveri Bridge on June 1st. That was widely published. Those days, there was only radio. So 9 p.m. news on May 31st, they announced railways have withdrawn the move. Those trains will continue to be express trains. That we tasted blood. And then Madras India introduced a superfast train from Chennai to Dadar. Again, no speed norm. I distributed pamphlets in the train, being taken for a ride, first class fooling and all that. Within 45 days, he withdrew that. And then I worked out at all India level. I found Shimla, there is a Sialda, Shimla Express, they were doing 43 kilometers per hour, calling themselves super fast. I filed a case in Supreme Court. I must tell an anecdote. I came to know Murali in 1986, just before he became advocate on record. And then I was told he has become advocate and record. I did not really understand the meaning of what is advocate and record. You must pardon my ignorance at that time. So here is a man who is only an advocate for the purpose of the record. So I engaged R. Venkatramani, who is now Attorney General of India. He fought the case for us. For the first time in Supreme Court, Railways came and said, we shall fix the norm, 55 kilometers per hour. And then they removed 27 trains from the superfast list. Superfast, that means they have to pay superfast surcharge of 15 rupees for every travel in superfast express. So many lakhs of people saved those 15 rupees at that time mattered a lot. So many lakhs of people saved 15 rupees. And then after that, every time a superfast was in railways, they were very careful to see that the speed doesn't go below 55 kmph. Now we are pushing it, must be raised to 70. That's another matter. But and then Pushpa Grimaji wrote a lot of articles on the superfast express. It drew the attention because she was writing in Indian Express, Tribune. She was a syndicated columnist. So it easily attracted the attention at Delhi. That helped us a lot. And 99, 37 rupees a minute. Remember, some of you may remember STD booths. Right in front of your eyes, the meter will be running. So we'll be scared to speak in a public booth. Yes, I have come. You call me back later. That's all. 37 rupees a minute STD call. And then very cunningly, cleverly, they said, one charge for Hyderabad, another for Delhi. As if the waves take a lot of time to get down. We stopped all that. And then technology came. It was reduced. But then fax rate was fixed at 30 rupees a page. There was a provision for half a page fax, which many may not know. I was using that for 15 rupees. After the 37 rupees a minute to some 10 rupees or so, 9 rupees it was reduced. But fax rate was not reduced. I had to start a campaign just for that. For such a small thing, we got to work very hard, write to ministers, and then do all those things. And then fax rate was reduced. We published our booklet, news magazine, fax machine on the cover. And later on, I happen to know Rajesh Pilot, through Mr. Manishankar Iyer. So I told him, you have a telephone advisory committee. We are the stakeholders. We must be there, not politicians. You have politicians, but also you must have us. It was news to him. The telephone advisory committee must consist of consumer organizations. So who should I appoint? So don't worry, I will give you a list. I gave a list in all the 32 states. They were all appointed members of telephone advisory committee at that time. That meant one was given a free phone, one can handle complaints, and the grievances would reach the general manager immediately. So that was that. So, and then I was on the Citizen Charter Committee. I went to England. I worked at, I visited PM's office, John Major. He was the one who introduced the Citizen Charter. Citizen Charter essentially meant it must display information about services. It must tell you how to complain. It must tell you what if things go wrong. These are essential information. For example, British Railways would say, for 90% of the services would be run. Why 2%? Fog, strike, that's a standard. And at the end of the year, they say, we have met the standard. And then, how to complain? You have a pouch inside the train, on the platform, and in some other place, you can easily complain. What if things go wrong? The standard is, all our trains will arrive within 10 minutes of the scheduled time. If they don't, 5% refund. How? Because every ticket is a gummed ticket. In the carriage, you will have a brochure. You take it, stick to a ticket, fold it, address is written on the reverse. So you don't have to prove that the train came late because they know, they have the record. You've got to write your address, post it there, or in any post office, post it. 5% will reach your home. 5% will reach your home. And telecom services. In Victoria Station, I was using the public telephone. My card got stuck. It was a 2-pound card. I had used about 60 cents, 60 pence. It got stuck. Then I complained. They asked me details, and they gave me another card free. So I have seen excellent. This is how consumers' right must be respected, and it must be pursued. So with a greater vigor, we came and followed a push the citizen charter. The government accepted our demand, but then one gentleman from post office spoiled the whole thing. He said everything is okay, but this what if clause should not be there. What if? Post office must reach the letters within 48 hours speed post. Supposing they don't, they remove that clause. After some time, we pushed, and now, even now, post offices, if a speed post letter reaches more longer than the prescribed hours, later than the prescribed hours, you are entitled to double the refund. Do you know that? Because they don't advertise this. And I asked the Postmaster General here, why don't you put up a board? He said, sir, the negative things lam venda, sir. See, they saw it as a negative. They like to be comfortable in a world of unaccountability. They don't want this to be because they called it negative. Even today, many people don't know that we're entitled to refund. We keep telling them. So this, under 90, I had a free trip to US. Since I was invited by US government in 88, and the government of India sent me in 90. 92, I earned a mileage. So I went, I was a member of the Central Consumer Protection Council in the Public Utility Regulation Committee. So I used the trip to study all the public utility regulatory commissions in US. I went to 5 states. And there I saw how it actually functions. Every public utility regulatory commission has a consumer's advocacy and, see, supposing AT&T and Bell, they want to revise the rates. They will publish, we want to revise the rates. Any objection? I said, I want to object. Give me a balance sheet. Give me a brochure. Give me why you are raising. I have a right to study all those material. And then I will apply. I will argue. I was present in one of those hearings. I will tell you. AT&T had a provision. If there's an emergency call, you can intervene, and that's free. A and B are talking. You can intervene, urgent call. I want to talk to B. You can intervene in any call, and that's free. AT&T wanted to charge $2 for the emergency calls. They applied. It was rejected. Because AT&T's version was, this provision is being misused. Lot of lovers, they utilize this and then they misuse the provision, emergency provision. So they want to take away the provision itself. So like the famous saying, you cannot throw baby with the bathwater. So the consumer advocates objected to that. It was dropped. Till today, they couldn't change it. Every such thing, you need stakeholders' consent. Stakeholders' hold on the product services was very strong. So I came back, gave a report to Government of India, the committee, that accepted. We proposed one public utility regulatory commission for all utilities, providing for consumer complaints, providing for consumer, the same pattern. And then the committee of secretaries killed the idea. No, ours was Union Minister of Civil Supplies and Union Minister of Food and Consumer Affairs. They put up the proposal. It has got to be okayed by committee of secretaries of all the ministries. And then it goes to cabinet. They didn't want this because it demands accountability. And so they said, no. We will have our own commission. We will decide how we shall run our commission. Let not Minister of Consumer Affairs decide how we should run our commissions. So as a result, you had Electricity Regulatory Commission, Telephone Regulatory Commission, Insurance Commission. Several commissions were born after this. We were too small, too powerless to change things and insist on that. And now I don't know how useful they are. They keep functioning, but consumers' role is very limited. I don't get access to the electricity tariff raise, the reasons. I mean, of course, TNRC sends me, I was a member of some committee there. But I protest, I keep protesting. You should not raise the tariff for the following reasons and all that. But, it's all political. And they decide, they make huge losses. They want to make it up by raising the tariff. So Telecom Commission, they don't consult us at all. At least TNEB calls us. TNEB called us for a meeting in Trichy, Taj Mahal, Karur Bypass Road, whether they should raise the tariff. Mr. Kabilan was the chairman. I was asked to speak. The hall was full. I said, there is no need to raise the tariff because electricity was being misused by farmers. Now, farmer is a holy cow. You shouldn't talk about farmers. But I did. The hall had many of them. I said, they are given free power, but there's no accountability. I mean, electricity, EB doesn't know how much of power has been given. There's no meter. And then they are supposed to use 0.5 HP. They were using 10 HP, 15 HP. They were given, they supplied to draw water from underground water tables. They were using powerful motors. They were using old motors, 15 years, 20 years. They were power guzzlers. And then they took the water from the canal. Using this electricity, they put a tube in the canal, nearby canal, and sucking water. And worse still, they were taking water from the underground water table and selling it. Selling electricity is a crime, but they were doing it. You should know better. Superintendent Engineer, Metro, TNEB is sitting here. He is our EC member. So I was pressing government should fix at least meters. Let us know how much you lose. TNEB went armed with police and all that to fix meters in Tuticorin and other places. One of them was assaulted. The farmers never allowed them to come near them. Till today, TNEB has not succeeded in fixing meters for free power supply. As a result, we lose heavily. And they make it up by raising tariff. All this can be questioned in Electricity Commission if it properly functions. And then the so-called line and distribution loss is 6% in Germany, 4% in UK, about 3% in US. We have 17% in India. If you calculate it in megawatt, 17% of megawatt produced, it's a great amount. Into 10 or 14 rupees a unit, 6,000 rupees a megawatt, huge loss. Nothing is being done about that. So there are a lot of things we need to fight about. That we had this electricity commission. So a lot of work done for the next 50 years. So this was one, Public Utility Regulatory Commission at the national level, and then the FACTS, and then the superfast, and then this battery dry cells. At the local level and other things also, we have done a lot of things. I just gave you some highlights, and the entire this thing is being distributed here. Since the minister was in a hurry, I was not able to, my original role was to introduce the guest. So, before that, let me complete this summary. After that, we didn't stop with that. Someone used to tell me, sir, you were wearing half a trouser. That doesn't mean you must wear the half pant all through your life. Meaning, you should not be doing the same thing over and over again. So, Tamil Nadu government gave me the responsibility of producing a magazine for them. I did it for 2 years. And then I handled a consumer helpline for Tamil Nadu government. And then our dream project, Consumer Product Testing Laboratory, came into being in 23. It all started when I was in New York. I saw a small machine. You put it there, it shows you white gold, yellow gold, carat purity. It flashes on the board. We had no such thing here, but it cost me $800. So from then on, we wanted to start a laboratory here. I spent 7 years, or 10 years, in fact, chasing the government for a land for the laboratory. Rajaraman, Commissioner of Civil Supplies, recently said, government never says no. They kept my file for 10 years and did not say either yes or no, I didn't get it. And then they said, nowadays we don't give it to any private people. They categorize as private people. So if it is corporation land, only corporation can give. Mr. Nehru in the last meeting said he would give us the land from corporation. I mean, even that means a lot of, I have to find the survey numbers, identify land, it's going on. And then this is a 4 crore project. My idea was to spend 2 crores on equipment, 1 crore on land and building, 1 crore on salary corpus. We started it, hoping it would come somehow. We started the lab on February the 12th of 2023. And there is no point in starting a lab and giving you results which are not going to be accepted, which will be disputed anyway. So we went for NABL accreditation, National Accreditation Bureau of Laboratories for Testing and Calibration. They came and sat for 2 days, assessed us thoroughly. We kept all those documents. And September 30th of 23, we were given NABL accreditation. That means our results are valid in any court of law. We have 2 MSc staff. And we now test milk, oil, water, plus gold purity. Gold can be tested only by 2 ways so far. ஒன்று உருக்கணும், இல்லை உரசணும். எங்கள் மிஷினில் இப்படி வச்சாலே போகிறோம். அந்த ரிப்போர்ட்டு கம்ப்யூட்டரில் வந்துடும். அந்த ரிப்போர்ட்டு இந்த நகைக்கு தானா அப்படின்னு கொஸ்டின் பண்ணுவாங்க. அதுக்காக அந்த நகையோட கலர் ஃபோட்டோவோட எம்பெடடாக ரிப்போர்ட் வரும். ஸோ one man who very often advertises himself and his shop in all the TVs, in all the newspapers, spends 2,600 crores on advertisement alone. So unless he sells low quality 14 karat gold as 24 karat, he cannot make this money. So I want people to come forward, have it tested, take the report and question them. We should also be doing that. So I've got about 30 lakhs from CSR. Tamil Nadu government has sent a proposal. They may give another 38 lakhs. So with great difficulty, we registered for FCRA, Foreign Contributions Regulations Act. So I hope to get from CSR more funds for this one, and it will be in full swing. The one important aspect of this lab is we are going to have 22 sample collectors. That means from the lab, from villages, Trichy is very conveniently placed. 6 districts, Tanjavur, Peramballur, Ariyalur, Namakkal, Karur, and one more district are within 1 hour journey. Any place in India is 7 hours journey. Any place in Tamil Nadu is 7 hours journey to Trichy. We collect samples from rural areas, get it tested, give the results back to them. They will advertise it. That's our idea. These sample collectors will be paid to and fro lunch, honorary. So once we get enough funds, we will start this also. So that's our dream project that's in place now. It has got to expand. And now we got, the NABL came for another audit within another year to see whether we are doing it properly. That also we have been renewed, our accreditation has been renewed, and we are going for expansion of food items like beverages, tea, bakery, and other items we can test. So with that,